Up, we have our first original piece.
Okay.
Performing now will be Sean Tavares from the APEA program. He will be performing an original poem called Human. I gotta say, before he starts, as a music major, I just love it, and I have the most respect for the people who have the courage to perform their own works, all the hard work, and showcase it in front of all these people. I think it's gonna be amazing, and he's gonna be great. So, Sean, you're up.
How fearsome is uncertainty. What a formidable foe the fiend is, finding ways to infiltrate every feasible facet of the fortress we call the mind, facilitating doubt of all kind in a world where indecisiveness is already far too easy to find. And there is nothing that is not uncertain. For instance, how can I be sure that I'm seeing you, seeing me say I see the world, and this is not some scene to be seen through the seams of someone else's sense of sight? Or prove when I predicate propositions, presenting particularities of this palpable plane, that these ponderings are not possibly predestined, preeminent principles predisposed by a peripheral presence, past premises portraying a path of promised perfection. That every creation is a concrete conclusion compounded upon calculated consideration, constant confrontation, and continuous contemplation of conceptuality, not some cerebral construction construed to collapse after the convergence of certain conditions. And that is why I ask of you, what the hell is true? And what is more, it feels as if I'm the only one keeping score. For 690 million score and 7 years ago, our fates were sealed, a plan put into motion, an edict that could not be repealed under any occurrence or notion. 230 million score and 7 years ago, our frame produced one that was complex and diverse, a new world introduced to reside in this universe. And 100,000 score and 7 years ago, our ancestors assimilated, beings shaped of the sublime, creatures incubated, born to stand the test of time. But here we are today, and still we find ourselves unable to defeat time, unable to conquer this temporal terror. If I had a drop of wisdom, an ounce of understanding, a speck of vision for every aspect of time I had the ability to ascertain, it would not be adequate enough to fill the carcass of a goddamn aspirin container. It twists and turns, constricting and winding. No matter how hard we try, altering itself after each new finding. I suppose that all that's left for us to do is live. Oh, please do not act so surprised. Did I lose you somewhere in this passage's breadth? If life is comprised of uncertainties, then the only thing more uncertain than life is death. I beg of you, do not confuse questioning existence with an existential excuse for self-execution. Excuse my exasperation, but exactly how did you extrapolate my excerpt into an extenuated exhibition exemplifying the excellence and grand exit? The end of life is more terrifying than any mortal uncertainty. For those of you who believe otherwise, I will illuminate every immaculate illusion of the infinite, impart every immeasurable inspiration, ignite and instill the intricacies of imagination into the individual. I will articulate every astounding aspect of the amazing, advocate for the augmented attributes of the abominable, awaken the animism in the inanimate. And I will display every diabolic demon, diminishing the dignity of the divine. Demolish every disease and despicable debauchery. Detest and deject the idea of self-demise until every single person desires to dwell upon this dimension as humans. We shall live. And as long as we breathe, we are human. As long as we think, we are human. Until we leave this earth, we are human. Until we sink into our own graves, we are human. We are all human. Don't you dare forget it.